Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm going to share with you guys an easy and beautiful Easter DIYs. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. For our first project, we're going to be using a piece of wood that I had on hand and I got it at Home Depot. And to paint it, we're using that Waverly anti-wax. I just wet a little bit my sponge so it can be a little bit easy to apply the anti-wax to the piece of wood. And I just paint the edges and also the back. We're going to be using this piece of wood to create two side projects. And once it's completely dry, I decide to use this Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white to paint it on the top. And I didn't want to cover it all the way because I just want the anti-wax to show a little bit, and I just did one coat and I just let it dry completely. And you guys can see I just paint the edges as well so it can has a finished look. We're gonna be using these wood carrots that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna be using 4. And to paint it, we're using this apple barrel in color orange, and I just did one coat and I just let it dry. Also, I decided to cover the holes of the carrots with a little bit of the spackling. And to paint the top of the carrot, I'm using the Waverly paint on color moss. I just did one coat and I just let it dry completely. I'm going to be using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint just to distress it a little bit more. The carrots, they were too clean and I didn't like it how they look, so I just distressed it a little bit. And once they were completely dry, I just went over with a piece of sandpaper just to blend the color and also just to remove a little bit of the paint, and also on the edges so it can pop a little bit more. I just used the Waverly anti-wax, and I just want to show you the difference if you guys decide not to distress it, how they will look. I just grabbed a piece of this gift tissue paper and I just cut a few pieces of this beautiful greenery, and I just cut it to the side that I needed to place it on the top of the carrot. And I just used a little bit of the Mod Podge and I just placed the greenery, and once I was done, I just did another cut on the top so we can seal everything very well. And I just did the same step with the other ones. I'm going to be creating again these beautiful wood round beads, and for that I just grab my pencil just to make a few dots so I can guide from those dots to create the half wood beads. Make sure that you use your ruler so they can be a little bit center, because once I just kind of eyeball it, they were not all the way centered. And once I was done, I just used the same paint, the Rust-Oleum, to paint it, and I just went over on the top with the anti-wax and also with the Waverly paint on color moss, and they turned out really beautiful. I was gonna put a piece of nautical rope, but I didn't like it how it looks, so that's the reason why I just create this half wood beads. And once I'm done, I'm just gonna place the carrot on the top, and I'm using a combination of wood glue and hot glue for a strong hold. And I just grab this beautiful ribbon and I just create a simple bow and I just place it to the side. And I'm gonna be creating another beautiful bow made of this raffia because it was missing something else on the top of the bow that I would just place, you know. So I just created a simple bow and I just place it on the top, and that was the touch that I need. They turn out really beautiful. I just love it how it looks. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? I just want to take a minute to mention that today we're taking part in This Is My Thing or Esto es Lo Mío collab that is being hosted by the amazing Maria from Yetra Khreacioness and all these talented friends that they're participating with us today. In my description box below, I will leave the link of the playlist and also the link of our channels. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. For our next DIY, we're going to be using this beautiful sign that I got at Dollar Tree. And here's the item number just in case if you guys need it. So I'm just going to remove the image from the top of the wood piece on the top and also the hanger. And I decided to cover just the letters from the top. And for that, we're using the craft white chalkboard paint on color ink. And I just did one coat and I just let it dry completely. And the top of the piece of wood, I just used the Restore chalk paint on color white. Also, I decided to grab just a piece of tape so we can cover the part that we just paint, because I decided to just paint on the edges of the piece of wood and it turned out really beautiful once I painted. I just create this small carrots made of cardboard, and to paint it we're using the apple barrel on color orange. I just did one coat and I just let it dry completely. In total we're gonna need 6 carrots, and to paint the top of the carrot we'll use the Waverly chalk paint on color moss. I decided to distress these small carrots as well with that same paint, the Restore paint, and I just use a little bit of the paint. I just love it how they turn out the other wood carrot, and I'm like, I want to do the same thing. You can recreate it so easy with the cardboard and still it will look the same, you know. And also just on the edges so we can give a little bit more texture, I just went with the anti-wax. We're gonna be using these stickers and I just spelled the word Easter and I just place it on the top of the carrots, and I just use a little bit of the Mod Podge so we can seal very well the letters, and I just let it dry completely. And I just glued the carrots on the top of the sign with hot glue, but if you guys want a permanent hold, I think it's better to use a 6000. And I just used this beautiful greenery. I just cut a few stems and I just hold it with a piece of zip tie, and I just use hot glue to glue it on the top. I decided to grab a few other pieces of the greenery so we can cover the part where it connects the two pieces of the stems, because you can still see the piece of zip tie, but I think it will look beautiful too. Just to put like a simple bow or a messy bow, it will look really beautiful. And I create another raffia bow and I just place it on the top of the carrots. It was a touch that I need. They look really adorable. And to hang this sign, you guys can use a piece of this nautical rope or a jute twine. I'm gonna be using just a piece of this plant hanger that I love to use, and I just grab my pliers and I just tie it very well on the back. And this is how it looks at project once we're done. I just love it how it looks this sign. It's something different, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this other project? For our next DIY, I'm going to be using this beautiful free printable that I found on Google, and I'm just going to cut that image to the closest to the bunny so it doesn't show that white part once we place it on the top of the sign. I'm going to be using this other free printable that I just found on Google as well, and I just cut it. And once I cut the image, I just going to use this Mod Podge to place that image. First, I did one cut on Mod Podge on the top of the sign, and I just placed my beautiful bunnies. And once I just placed them with my brush, I just went over on the top just to smooth any wrinkles or bubbles, and I just did another coat on the top to seal the bunnies. And each side I just placed these beautiful bunnies. In the middle I just placed the word Happy Easter. I just show you how I create these adorable carrots made of piece of cardboard, and I didn't want to put you again how I painted and everything because you guys gonna get boring to see it. So I just grabbed a few pieces of this greenery and I just place it on the top of the carrot, and I just create a simple bow made of this jute twine, and I just grab my lighter just to go all over on the piece of jute twine, and it turned out really beautiful. And I just glue it on the top. And to place the carrot, you guys can place it either way. I think it will look really beautiful, and I just use hot glue to glue it, but if you guys want permanent hold, it's better to use E6000. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful, these two side projects. But please let me know in the comments down below, do you guys have a favorite for these projects? And please don't forget to see all the videos that all these talented friends that they're participating with us today. Thank you so much, Maria, for hosting this wonderful collab. So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I upload a new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.